hockey's got it. One man back. One man back.
Hi, my name is Marianne Menifee. I'm from Lansing, Michigan, and currently I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm affiliated with Oneida the Thames, which is a reservation close to London, Ontario. Also, I'm Chippewa in Ottawa with my dad's tribe. I played in the Little NHL for 3 years. My last year I was lucky enough to win the championship, but all 3 years I was involved. My cousins were involved, and that's how I originally got started. So it was a great experience, and I loved every 3 years I was involved in it. The family support and all the fans at the Little NHL are awesome. It's pretty cool to see all the fans get out to the games. It's growing up playing AAA hockey in Michigan, we didn't get as many fans as come to these tournament games. So it's pretty awesome to see. It definitely gets the kids going and brings a lot of support to not only the tournament but the teams as well. So it's awesome to see everyone get out there, and hopefully looking forward to seeing everyone out there again this year. People I'd like to thank are obviously just the Little NHL. They've had great support. Chris Wakefield, thank you for nominating me, and I'm glad it's an awesome honor to get nominated just at least, and then to get picked is absolutely unbelievable, and it's been something that I didn't really know too much about, but I've looked into it a lot and can't believe I've gotten nominated. So I just like to thank everybody involved in the NHL, and having the opportunity to play with something and having the nomination and also being picked was absolutely unbelievable. My best accomplishment at the Little NHL was my last year playing. I remember this because I still have it hanging up in my bedroom at home, is I won the MVP. So I got this really awesome stick with some feathers on it, and that was probably the best experience, and winning, obviously. I'm excited for this year's Little NHL to get started. I get to coach a team this year, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I'm just excited for the festivities to start, and good luck to all the teams involved.
My name is Mervyn Chichu. I'm from Moose Factory, Ontario, the home of the Moose Cree First Nation. I played for 3 years in the Little NHL, the first year, second year, and the third year. And then I graduated and started playing for our men's all-star team there from Moose Factory. I think that's one of the most exciting things about the Little NHL is the fan and the family support that you see the children getting. Everybody gets excited about the Little NHL. I still do after all these years, even though I don't have any more kids playing anymore. I still love to go watch the kids and support them. Yeah. Probably my best accomplishment is the first Little NHL. We won the Pee Wee Division Championship, and I was the captain of the hockey team. And it was our first year playing in an indoor rink, and it was quite an experience, memories that I carried with me all these years. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my parents. My mom and dad were always very supportive of us. They had 8 boys and 2 girls, so we were all hockey players, and they supported us really well. The Moose Cree First Nation, Moose Factory Minor Hockey Association, and my coaches, which were my 2 brothers, and of course our general manager, Bobby Vincent, an elder now in our community. They made it all happen for us. The Little NHL is probably the longest running native tournament. And again, many thanks to the organizers who started the Little NHL and those who keep it going today. And I know every year, my family, we look forward to it. My kids call home and say, how was the Little NHL? So it's a big deal for us today, even though I have no children. But I have a grandchild coming up, and hopefully one day he'll play in the Little NHL and experience the fun too.
Hi, my name is Janice Martin, and I am the daughter of late Dan Kusis. We're from the community of Saskatchewan, Ontario, which is located off the coast of James Bay. I'm pretty sure Dad knew about the Little NHL when it first originated 45 years ago, as he was pretty actively involved with anything that had to do with youth and recreation, especially hockey. My dad took part in quite a few of the past Little NHL tournaments. He used to coach quite a few of the minor hockey league teams here in our community, and he also managed teams. I remember him taking more than one division down to take part at the Little NHL, and he used to work his butt off to make it possible for them to go down. I remember my dad having to look for funding because we're in such an isolated and remote community. He would have to find funding to fly the divisions down out of our community, and then he would look for funding again to have a bus to coach these kids down to wherever the tournaments were hosted. And he was always pretty good in making it possible for these kids to take part at the Little NHL. I would have to say that his favorite memory of the Little NHL is when the team he took down won their championship for 3 consecutive years. I remember hearing how happy and proud he was of the team that came from the coast of James Bay. Yes, those were definitely happy memories for him. Each year he saw how big the Little NHL tournament grew. Each year he got excited as the time came near to come and cheer on our players of all communities. Today, if he was here, he would have been so proud to see the involvement of this tournament. I don't think he ever missed a year of taking part in this tournament. I would like to say to all the organizers of this event, well done. You are all doing a great job, and keep it up. My dad always had a saying. He used to always say, you can never go wrong when doing something for the youth. It shouldn't matter how much it costs, because what you are really doing is making our future strong. You are building that youth's self-esteem by letting them know that they are just as important as anyone else. So in closing, I would like to say, miigwech.
Ani, my name is Lloyd McGregor. I'm from Wikwemkong, and I'm involved with the Little NHL committee. The first time I heard about the Little NHL was when it was introduced in 1971 in Little Current. Our chief at the time, Jim McGregor, was looking for volunteers to come and help out at the tournament. So I became involved at that very beginning. The qualities of the tournament and the players in the Little NHL are extremely well. They grow into young adults and become good citizens of our communities and in the society. I think that the Little NHL brings all these qualities, the education part, the sports. The fans are great. There are arenas that are full when it comes time for their teams to come to play, and then especially when the championship games are held, the fans fill up that arena very well and very good, and we enjoy some of those fans, and we get to meet a lot of them. And of course we have our own fan that was exceptionally dedicated and was involved with the Little NHL, and his name was Eric Corbier, the late Eric Corbier. He was one of the best.
Hello, I'm Michael Williams, the grandson of Wellington Williams. I think he probably knew about it for quite a few years, the Little NHL. He first got involved in the late 70s when his son Gary was a player there, and that's probably when he first got involved in the Little NHL in organizing and managing and everything else like that. He was good to recruit players and try to build a team from Curve Lake. We don't have a big population up here, so we have to kind of pull players from area reserves in order to make teams up. Wellington was a proud community member, and he always took pride in showcasing the talent of Curve Lake and its hockey players and its sports players and everything like that. So I think it was pretty easy for him to get involved in something so special like the Little NHL. The Little NHL, to put something on like that, it takes a lot of volunteer hours, and each community has volunteers, fundraisers, coaches, parents that all get involved in it. It takes something special to bring this Little NHL together and to keep it going for 45 years. It's truly amazing. I think Wellington truly left a legacy behind. He was a special person to the community and a special person to his family. He helped me get involved in this kind of stuff by supporting me while I was a hockey player and playing in the Little NHL, and also his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And he's just a very positive influence and a role model to all of us here in Curve Lake. And he was my hero. So congratulations, Wang, on your induction.
I'm Stan Jonathan. I'm originally from Six Nations. I'm fortunate enough I went to the NHL in my younger days, and I played 8 years pro with the Boston Bruins. The biggest thing that's important is the Little NHL, because the kids from all the communities, they got a chance to come and play and enjoy themselves. I try to stress when I talk to the kids that come every year and go to a few dress rooms and let them have fun. Down the road when they get older, 16, 17, when they can't play in the Little NHL anymore, but it gives that place that they play and the confidence that they can go off to reserve and play their best hockey, go on to college and still play hockey, and it gives them a big thing from our native people to support our kids and give them, because they're traveling a long ways. They're coming down from Moose Factory, farther than that, and all stuff. So it gives them that time to play away, and like my grandchildren, they want to win that little Stanley Cup at the Little NHL, and that's a big threat. It's a big thing for them, and they see that little cup that they could win. And I told my first grandson that when he played in it, you're right up to a midget, so you're right from the little guys right up to you got 6-7 years, you can still play for that little Stanley Cup, and that means a lot to our native kids. Well, the biggest message I like to get there and see as many games as I can and support the kids. Try to go to some dress rooms and tell them we got to get down to our bantams. I notice our midgets boys are getting carried away a little bit now. They're not sticking to hockey, and they're quitting a lot, or they're not focused on what they can do. We got to get to our bantams. I did some scouting last year, so I know what those bantams can do, and we got to get them earlier so they go down to a nice pathway that we set for them to play hockey, go to school, get a good education, but still have fun. But we got to go a little bit younger and ask these younger kids to stay with it, because it's to me, I'm kind of embarrassed because there's so much talent out there, native talent, and we got to take advantage of it, and those kids got to know that. And the dream of moving away or something like that, we got to talk to them. You got to fulfill your dreams. You got to get off the reserve, whether it be in teaching, nursing, hockey, baseball, anything. But that's just a good opportunity for them because you enjoy the game.
I'm Kelly Babstock. I'm a band member from Wikwemikong. I have a camp up there. I go every summer, go fishing and hang out with the family. I played in the Little NHL for a couple of years. I think I started when I was like in Tyke maybe, and then ended in Bantam. Played with the boys, and then last year played on the girls. Families and sport at the Little NHL was awesome. It was very fun for the kids, and it was also very fun for the parents watching their kids play hockey, some good hockey. And I think that even though the parents weren't playing, there was a bunch of support, and it was almost like they were kind of in the game too, because their kids were playing the best hockey they could play. My fondest memory is probably making new friends and playing hockey with them. We all loved playing the sport, hockey, and coming together and developing new friendships that last lifetime. My best accomplishments at the Little NHL is probably getting MVPs. Not only that, but being able to play in the National Aboriginal Hockey Championships. I think the Little NHL has allowed me to play in that tournament. And without playing in the Little NHL, maybe I would not have been able to play for the Aboriginal Championships, which was one of my highlights of my career. My message to the kids that are playing in Little NHL is to keep playing. Play your hardest you can. You're not gonna be playing the rest of your life, so why not go hard for the time you have and have fun? You know, play for who you're, where you're from, and play the hardest you can, because you're representing your reservation, and not only, but the Native people.
I'm Elizabeth Abasage, and I live in Chiging now. I used to work in Mantuanang Hospital. That's where Norman met me. He had his mind on me, so we got married 1946. I got involved, I always went with Norman when he went to coach the boys. I remember the fans when they cheer for their team. Oh yes, they cheer real loud. When they score the goal, yeah, lots of fun. Well, I'd like to see little NHL going again. Very important to have volunteers. It's all our children. Come, think about our children. And I like to watch the girls play too. They're nice to watch. They check, just like the boys. They check one another. Yeah. Not too rough though, I don't think. I don't want rough. I don't like that, being too rough. I like to thank the little NHL people for what they did years ago. Which was very good. If they go to Toronto, if they go invite me to go, I'll go. Me and my cane. Bye-bye for now. I'll see you on the ice.
My name is Jim McGregor. I'm from Birch Island, Whitefish River Reserve. Been involved with the NHL since it started. Was involved for about 12 years or so. I think what I would like to say about my late wife, Georgina, she was always helpful. She was always there, energetic, and ready to help me out. If I needed help, she was there to help, and she was a wonderful person, a wonderful wife. And I wish she was still here to help me out. But she was a nice person. I don't know how she was able to help in the Little NHL. I'm saying this because we have a marina and a store and a post office, and she ran most of that. She was the manager, and without her, I don't think I could have done that. And she was a spark plug of running the business, and be able to take time and go and watch a game. She made some kind of arrangements that she was going to go to the game and watch the Little NHL. She was always there. And I remember one time we had a tournament in Sault Ste. Marie, and I had to drive a school bus to take the hockey team. And she says, "No, I'll be right behind you. I'm gonna take the car, and I'll take 3, 4, whoever wants to go, I'll take them." And she did. So she usually followed me behind the bus. So she did a lot A lot of like the things that I didn't never realize till now what how important those things were. I guess I kind of took everything for granted when she did these little things on the side. So she was very helpful. You know what? If it wasn't for my Georgina, I don't think I would have had what I got today. And if it wasn't for her, I think, if you were still here, I'd say thank you, miigwech.
I'm Pauline DeBosque from Chigging First Nation. When I heard the first time about Little NHL, it was around the 70s. I think it's really good because especially with the hockey players, that's the ones I was usually in contact with. They learn like a sportsmanship. They learn with other First Nations, playing against them and made friends with them. My favorite memory is when one of the hockey players, with the look on his eye when we got to the arena where they were going to play hockey. And it was the look in one of those boys' eyes, something you hardly ever see. He was so amazed. Well, I got involved because I liked hockey and I liked to see the kids that want to play, but they didn't have a place to go because there were no vehicles. And the parents, a lot of parents were riding the bus too. The Little NHL fans are all, when you meet, they're all in one, just like one big family. They respect each other. You get to visit each other and you get to know other First Nations people. And they're telling their stories and everything. For volunteers, it wouldn't be possible really to have that kind of games they have now with that many hockey players. It's for their safety, their lodging. Teach them how they respect. Without the parents around, the boys could be doing into something other than really behaving. I think that's the important thing for me. This is Little NHL for the 5 years, and I want to thank all the committee, the volunteers, for doing a great job. Miigwech.
My name is Brian McGregor. I will be speaking on behalf of my late mother, Violet McGregor. We're from Whitefish River First Nation, and she has always been involved with some type of sports. Especially minor hockey was her passion. First time my mother heard about Little NHL was when in the early 70s, early 70s, when she was assisting hosting the regionals in Espanola. I think 1972, around there, and they were at that time they were looking at changing the whole format into including other teams from Northern Ontario and other regions. And at that time, she was on the minor hockey committee, sports and recreation. As time progressed, she saw the quality of players develop physically, mentally, spiritually, and she really endorsed the whole idea behind it. She was always behind the scenes, cooking, doing raffle tickets, fundraising, holding bingos, helping out, assisting merchandise that would and the proceeds would always go to Little NHL, especially fundraising for teams that come from here. She did both from here and helped the organizers of the tournament. She helped out a lot when at the very beginning of these tournaments, like when they were really small, because not knowing the area that it would eventually take or where it would go, she just knew that it was something good, and the people of Northern Ontario and Ontario needed this tournament because not many avenues or venues showcase Aboriginal talent, and my mom was a strict believer in all of this. You know, what a wonderful time she always said, what a wonderful time to spend March break, you know, kids having fun, kids meeting each other. She was always a strong believer.
My name is David Zimmer. I'm the Ontario Minister of Aboriginal Affairs. Well, a couple of years ago, I got a call from a good friend of mine, Grand Chief Patrick Madabi, who told me all about the Little NHL. And of course, I also heard about it from ministry officials and others around Queen's Park. So when I first heard about it, had a chance to go, I got very excited about going. Well, I saw three things that I remember in the back of my head. First of all, there was just the general excitement of the kids playing hockey and their parents. The other thing that I have a very clear remembrance of was the ceremonial face-off. They had a number of chiefs, a number of politicians, and we all got out there on the ice and dropped the puck, and the tournament got started. And the third thing I remember, I finally got a chance to meet Reggie Leach. He got the Most Valuable Player Award in the 1976 last Cup in the Stanley Game Finals, Philadelphia Flyers, and he deserved it, and I finally met him. Well, I think things like the organizations like the Little NHL do three things. First of all, it creates ambition in the kids that are playing hockey. Secondly, it gives them a level of discipline because they have to learn to organize themselves as a team and work together as a team. And thirdly, when they've achieved that ambition and they've developed that skill set and discipline, you know, they develop the confidence to go on and do other things. Play in the more senior hockey leagues, continue on in school, do things. So it's a combination of developing their confidence, their ambition, and their skill sets. That's good. Well, 45 years is a long time for an organization to run year after year after year. And it built up from small beginnings 45 years ago to what it is today, where they pack a place like the Hershey Center out in Mississauga. And I think it's the 45th anniversary, and the organizers that are here today, when they look back 45 years ago, should be very proud of what they could achieve when they just stick with it.
Hi, my name is Chris Simon. I was born and raised in Wawa, Ontario. I'm from Mishpachatan First Nation. My roots are from Wikwemikong. I've been able to spend some time there. I've had a hockey school in Chiging. I've also spent some time in Wiki with my grandfather and our family. It's a beautiful place, but my home is Wawa, and this is where I live now, and this is where I love to be. I was lucky enough to be able to play in two of the tournaments. One was in Walpole Island when I was Pee-wee age, and the other one was when I was an Atom hockey player. I played for the Wikwemikong B team. We ended up losing against the Wikwemikong A team in the finals, so it was pretty neat to see two teams from the same First Nation playing against each other in the finals. That was my first experience of playing in a Little NHL tournament, and just the warmth of being around family and friends, and you know, having all of us together out on the ice and in those communities together really made you feel grounded and at home. I think the first tournament that I was in, I won MVP. That was a huge accomplishment for me. Being an 8-year-old playing at a higher level, it was a lot of fun. My fondest memory at the Little NHL was the feeling of family and community, the groundedness that I felt, and the welcoming of being together with all First Nations. I'd like to thank my mom and dad and my grandparents, all my aunts and uncles, and my sister for always cheering me on at my Little NHL tournaments. There was huge fan support at all the Little NHL tournaments. Family and friends seemed to all come together and enjoy the games. Don't ever let an attitude or anything get in the way of you reaching your dreams. I think believing and living positively, you can be successful. Anyone can achieve anything as long as they put their mind and hard work to it. Hard work goes a long way. All the kids that I work on the ice with, hard work first, you know, and then fun follows. I would like to thank the Little NHL Committee. Throughout the years, without you, this tournament would not be possible. All the volunteers, all the family, all the friends who support us hockey players out there, without you, this would never happen. There's too many of you to mention, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. From anyone who started this tournament, it's very important that all of us First Nations players get out on the ice together and enjoy these tournaments.
The big one is when we watched our young people from our community participating in a well-organized event. It was well-run. There was a lot of volunteers. There was a lot of organization to accommodate the many teams that participated throughout the years. And we're certainly glad to be part of it. The other thing is, you can't take away from the experiences that the young people had. A lot of them now today, you know, just like myself, they're a little older. Some of them are 50 years old today that competed, you know, at that level. And it's an honor to see them today with their families, and some of them younger children that they have. They're into the sport today, and someday we hope to be back at Little NHL with a team from our community again.
I guess my biggest memory is seeing how big it is, and seeing the joy with our children, even prior to going, and how much they look forward to going there, and then actually being able to get them there and let them participate. But we've met a lot of wonderful people from different communities, chiefs, the people that organize it, and we were treated very, very well, and it's a well run, and I continue to promote it today. It's a place that any community that hasn't been there, get a team together, take them down for the experience, because it's a wonderful thing for our youth.
Well, I've basically dedicated my whole life, my working years, to Eagle Lake. I've been with Eagle Lake for probably 40 years of my working life, and I was an education director in the 70s, and I was involved with the chief and council at that time. The community supported recreation. Hockey is a big thing in Eagle Lake. Our people skated on the natural ice on the lake. They had hockey teams that way. Then we developed as a small community our own outdoor rinks. We started that probably in the 70s, 60s, and it transpired into what we have today, our own natural artificial ice arena.
Well, I became involved. I've been honored to be elected on council and chief for 20 years, and during my tenure, with my love for hockey, I've had a social portfolio, and all the time we made an effort to try to get our kids down to the Little NHL for years and years. And lately, we haven't been able to ice a team because we don't have enough in any specific division. But hopefully next year it's looking like we're going to have a novice or Adam, and we have a lot of young ones coming up, so the regular scene of the Little Chiefs will be back there again.
Well, I think it's something good for all youth, our Anishinaabe children, to get together, to have fun. Somebody needs to do that, and it's all thanks to the individual themselves. I think the parents themselves, and certainly the communities, and the organizers play a big part in this thing, and it's something that we should all be proud of and keep going.
Well, first of all, I like to commend the people that initially started the NHL with the hard work of bringing such a big event together. But putting it together, you need many, many volunteers, and I saw a lot of wonderful people volunteer their hourly, and then I gave them thanks. But I think one message is, yes, when you got to go away, far away, money becomes a factor. But I think what we've done, we've tried to start fundraising at a very early stage, and I guess my message is, don't look at the cost to send a team there. Never put a price tag on our children. Make every effort to get them there to enjoy and experience such a wonderful event. Miigwech.
Vamos a pish.
Miigwech.
Naha. Adios.
Hi, I'm Robert Restool, and I'm from Dokies First Nation. The first time I learned about the Little NHL was in 1994. And in 95 I decided to get more involved with Little NHL. I became a member in 95 when I used to hitchhike after the tournament in North Bay. When Nipissing held it, I used to hitchhike to Sudbury for tournaments at the Friendship Center for the Little NHL, and I've been on the board since. My favorite memory was I guess when Nipissing held, when they won the midget championships for the first time since I've been on the board, that they've won that tournament, and it was very nice to see my nephews in that. So that was about my best memory. Just it's not more as a family. It stuck out as they played as a team. They showed me that they could play as a team and not always be in a penalty box and losing games here and there. They played as a team, and that's how they won that tournament. Those fans, I think that's what makes a tournament, is the fans. And without those fans, I don't think this tournament would be the way it is now. Yeah. Oh yes, it's the loudest is more was with the tykes, because they just go back and forth, and they're just screaming because actually they don't know what they're doing, but they're having fun anyways. And that's a major thing about the tournament, is as they have fun. Oh, I would like to say thanks for putting up with me for all these years, but I've had fun, and that's the main thing, is making sure the kids have fun and play hockey, and have yourself a good stamina as a crew, as an executive. You got to have your president and all your treasurers and stuff in place, and make sure they're the right ones. And if you work as a team, it'll work all the way through. That's all I can say. Thanks. All right, you guys, I hope you have a good 2016 tournament, and play safe and fair.
I'm Mike Martin, Zeke's oldest boy from down the bush.
My name is Brandy Martin. Zeke was my dad. We are from Six Nations, and my dad has actually lived here his whole life.
Hi, my name is Blaine LaForme, President of Six Nations Minor Hockey Association. Had the pleasure of knowing Zeke Hill for probably 30 years.
Oh yeah, he's always there. He'll always be around this arena all the time, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's been here from the start and the finish from the arena.
Yeah.
Been around for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, so even
He always helped out everything. He always try to make the best for all the kids around here, give them a future, go on and follow some dreams. Yeah. And he'd help teach a lot of little kids around here and give them a chance to play hockey, give them equipment, give them rides. He was always helping everybody out. Tried the best he could anyway.
I think that my dad would say that without the help of all the volunteers and the coaches and the executive volunteers and the arena staffs even, that the games would not be possible if everybody didn't work so hard to put them on. And sometimes it's putting their differences aside and putting the kids first and organizing some very good tournaments for them.
Well, Zeke's been involved in minor hockey since well before I got here. He's a very kind-hearted guy. I think he just wanted to help out with the kids. Zeke had 2 sons of his own, played hockey all their lives, and probably their interest in the game just led him to the lifetime involvement of the Six Nations minor hockey and the little NHL executive. Six Nations minor hockey had the pleasure of hosting the Little NHL in Mississauga, Ontario, 42nd and 43rd. Zeke was pretty happy with the amount of people and the parents and kids that showed up for the event.
Good morning from Edmonton. My name is Georgina Villeneuve, and I'm the Vice President of Trust Services for P-Sales Trust. As the Vice President, I'm responsible for a highly specialized team of experienced trust professionals who are 100% dedicated to the successful administration of First Nations Trust and supporting the financial development of First Nations and their memberships. Currently, we have the privilege of working with over 65 First Nations on their trust administration and investments throughout Canada. P-Sales Trust is Canada's first and largest trust company. Established in 1980, it has 36 years of experience serving the financial needs of First Nations, their members, corporations, and institutions and associations both on and off reserve. As a full-service trust company, we offer a broad spectrum of banking and trust services, whether it's a deposit account, personal or commercial loan. Our team of professionals are here to provide you with help with achieving your goals. The company mission and focus is to partner with our clients on a long-term basis to help you achieve your financial goals. I am a huge fan of Little NHL, and I actually just had a meeting with INAC, and I was talking about, they were saying, it's hard to bring nations together and get them working for a common goal. And I spoke to them about the Little NHL, and for me, it is all in the approach of how it's done, and I commend the Little NHL organization. I love the idea that each year, a community gets the opportunity to sponsor it. They get the opportunity to take the lead, and taking the leadership on that is wonderful. And I always say, it's the service providers that are working with these communities. You really have to sell it to them and get them in and get them involved, because I can't speak enough about how much they're going to enjoy it and how much they're going to love it. P-Sales is extremely grateful to Little NHL. This is our second consecutive year of sponsoring the opening ceremonies. And, I envision that, we're going to be sitting here and I'm going to be saying, this is the 10th anniversary that I've sponsored. And I want to get down on the ice and play with the kids. And it's a wonderful experience, and I thank you to the communities of Ontario for letting us take part. Thank you to the Little NHL organization, and thank you to all the chiefs and council that are out there behind their teams and supporting it and getting their teams to the actual event. And I look forward to seeing everybody at the opening ceremonies.
Congratulations to the Nicholson Warriors, 2011 championship.
We'll follow on from that. 20 to 13.